Hi, welcome to this webinar with COMAP and with me, Sophie Kelegagnan. I'm in charge of the training at COMAP and today I suggest to talk about the COMAP thermostat and heads. So let's start with the market situation. After that, I'm going to describe the COMAP Smart Home and the way of operating. And next, I'm going to talk about the solutions for the hydraulic and electric networks. So let's talk about the market situation. The potential, the business potential is huge with the smart solutions. 12 million, it's the estimated volume of smart thermostats that will be sold in Europe in 2025. And 5.5 million, it's the volume of smart thermostats sold in 2018. So as you can see, the figures show that it's worth to take a closer look at this business because the potential is very important. It's a huge potential. About smart solutions, the studies show that people only program their thermostat the first month after purchasing it, and they have to make programs directly on the device. It was before. It's not a fully optimized solution to save energy. So smart solutions are required. And today, they are connected solutions and autonomous solutions. For example, the COMAP Smart Home. Regarding the connected solutions, COMAP offers the thermostat, the head, and regarding the autonomous solution, COMAP offers the thermostat. A connected solutions requires programs. There is an app, of course, but requires programs. But and the autonomous solution doesn't require programs, doesn't require an action from the user. It's a safe learning system, and there is nothing to do with this solution. Let's now describe the COMAP Smart Home. If we talk about the autonomous or the connected thermostat, it's the same device. Only the artificial intelligence is different. You can see here the thermostat. There is a LED display with the setting temperature, which is also called the comfort temperature. And a few seconds later, the ambient temperature is displayed. The user action on the thermostat is limited to the two arrows to decrease the temperature on the left side and to increase the temperature on the right side. To wake up the thermostat, it's necessary to put the fingers in the middle. Of course, there are sensors, humidity sensor, a temperature sensor, and a presence sensor. And when it's heating, the green color you can see here turns red. About the head now, it's a connected head. It's really easy to use, as the thermostat is really easy to use. It's also a LED display with the set temperature and the ambient temperature. There are sensors, presence sensor, humidity sensor, and a temperature sensor. And in that case, to increase the temperature, you turn the head to the right, and to decrease the temperature, we turn the head to the left. It's close to the thermostat. It's the same technology. Now you can see the COMAP offer for the thermostat solution, the package for the thermostat solution. So there is the thermostat, there is the heating module. The heating module is connected to the heater, the boiler, for example, and is going to turn on or turn off the heater. The gateway now, the gateway is connected to the internet in order to forward the information. If you want now to install the Comap Smart Home with the head version, there is no heating module because the heads are located onto the radiators, and there is still the gateway to forward the information. In the package, there are two heads, so two radiators are going to be controlled. The way of operating now. The thermostat, so for the thermostat solution, the thermostat here communicates with the heating module. It's a radio signal, and the way of communication is 6LoWPAN. The distance between the two devices is maximum 30 meters. It can be less than that. It depends on the building. For example, if there is an elevator shaft, the distance is going to be different. The heating module, as we said previously, turns off and turns on the heating, so it can control a boiler, a two-way valve, electric radiators, and also a pellet stove. The heating module communicates with the gateway, and the gateway is connected to the box and is connected to the internet. The artificial intelligence is in the cloud, and of course, there is a user interface. And if it's the connected solution, it's to make programs. And if it's an autonomous solution, it's for the follow-up, for example. What now about the autonomous system? How does it work? As we said, there is no need of program. It's a safe learning solution. It's a self-ruling solution. It's a plug and forget solution. There is no action from the user. It's not necessary. Only the two arrows on the thermostat can be used if people are cold or hot. There is one initial program. In this initial program, the user can enter his comfort temperature. For example, for some people, it's 90 degrees. For some other people, it can be 21 or 22 degrees. So this information can be initially programmed, can be initially entered in the artificial intelligence. D+7, the system starts to adapt the temperature to the family habits. It's the beginning of the safe learning and safe ruling system. And we begin at this time, which starts to save energy. At D+15, the system has already calculated the delay in heating and the delay in cooling, so it can anticipate the heating. And D+25, it's more accurate, so the system can control the temperature in function of the habit and in function of the delay in heating, for example. So the comfort is kept, so less than 1 month after the installation, the system is able to keep the comfort and to save energy, so to save money. It's really efficient. Still about the autonomous solution, another way to explain or to be clearer, we said that the artificial intelligence is in the cloud, so there are some inputs in order to make the calculation because there are many algorithms inside. The first one of the inputs is the local weather information. If it's raining, if it's sunny, the wind, the outside temperature. So all this information are used by the system. The presence detection, the ambient temperature, which is measured every minute, and the humidity level. From all this information and the calculation, the system can optimize the heating in function of the people uses, can anticipate the heating, can do diagnostic. For example, if there is air infiltration, the system is going to see that and can give a diagnostic to the user. And of course, it's possible to have the energy consumption. The purpose is to have a solution more comfortable, so keep the comfort, and as we said previously, it's energy saving. For the heads now, we said it's the heads are connected and not autonomous. In that case, the heads are located onto the radiator, so they replace the thermostatic head, and so they can close or open the valve in order to turn on or turn off the radiator. The head communicates with the gateway. It's also a radio interface, a radio way of communication. And the gateway is connected to the cloud, to the internet and to the cloud, where the artificial intelligence is. And of course, there is an app. In that case, it's necessary to make programs because it's not an autonomous system. So that's for the description and for the way of operating. Let's talk now about the networks. This technology is appropriate for the hydraulic networks and for the electric networks. Regarding the hydraulic networks, it depends of the kind of network. For example, on the left here, you have the horizontal network. Horizontal network, that means that every apartment has its own heating network. Here there is a boiler room at the bottom of the building, and as you can see, one network is still one pipe runs the water to all the radiators in the apartment. So this apartment has its own heating network. It is same for the other apartments. In that case, the thermostat is appropriate. It's located in the living room, for example, and the heating module is going to have an action on the boiler or on the two-way valves. In that case, it will be a two-way valve at the entrance of the apartment. It's also possible to add heads, for example, for the bedroom. And the thermostat will control the flow, the water flow in the heating network in the apartment. For the vertical network, it's different. Vertical networks, it's when here you have a boiler room at the bottom of the building, and every column runs the water to many apartments, so one radiator per apartment. For example, here the column runs the water for all the radiators in all the kitchen for all the apartments. So it's named, it's called the vertical network. In that case, we can't use a thermostat. It's not appropriate. It will be appropriate to use heads on the radiator. So if we summarize the applications, one case for the horizontal network, in that case, the heater can be an individual boiler, a wall boiler, for example, or a collective boiler with a two-way valve. In that case, we can remove the thermostat which was in place and replace it by the Comax Smart Home, so the thermostat version, and we can add head, for example, in the bedroom, if we want to be very accurate in the way of heating the apartment or the house. In the case of a vertical network, there is a collective boiler in a building. We can use heads only and replace all the manual heads or thermostatic heads on the radiator by the connected head so the Comap smartphone. If you replace a thermostatic head or a manual valve from Comap, it's very easy to do because the thermostatic valve is the same. It's the same technology. So there is no need to change the thermostatic valve. The network for the wall boiler. So in that case, the thermostat is in the living room and the heating module is connected to the boiler and is connected to the dry contact or to, that means to the switch of the boiler. As you can see here, there is a terminal block of the heating module. It's the dry contact version. You can see the line, the neutral to power the heating module, and here the switch in order to turn on or turn off the boiler. So in that case, the action can be maybe on the burner, on the pump, or both burner and pump. Depends on the boiler. Here, the case of a horizontal network with a two-way valve at the entrance of the apartment. You can see the boiler here in the boiler room, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apartments. At the entrance of the apartment, the two-way valve and the radiators in the apartment. In that case, the heating module is connected to the two-way valve and is going to open or close the valve, depends on what says the thermostat in the apartment. In that case, also, the heating module is a dry contact version, so with a switch inside. So that's for the hydraulic network. And in that case, for the horizontal network, because we use the thermostat. Now let's talk about the electric radiators. 3 possibilities, 3 applications. The first one is when all the pilot wires from the radiators are centralized. The second application is when the pilot wires are not centralized. And the third application is when there is no pilot wires. And in this case, a power relay is required. I'll start with the centralized pilot wires. You can see the line in red, the neutral in blue, and in black here, the pilot wires. As you can see, the 3 pilot wires are centralized and connected to the heating module. In that case, the heating module is a pilot wire version, so it's not the same as for the hydraulic network. There is still the line, the neutral, and FP here is the pilot wire connection. FP is feed pilot in French. So it's not the same heating module. In that case, so the centralized pilot wire is connected to the heating module, and of course the heating module communicates with the thermostat and the gateway. And in that case, it's necessary to have only one order to control all the radiators. So the heating module can control all the radiators. Now the case when the pilot wires are not centralized. You can see here, every radiator has its own pilot wire. In that case, it's necessary to install one heating module per radiator. Only one heating module communicates with the thermostat and the gateway. So this installation here is the main zone, for example, for the kitchen and the living room. And for the other radiators, it's a second zone or a third zone. And these zones has to have to use a preset programs in order to control the temperature. In that case, the benefit is that the delay in heating is taken in account. But of course, it's an expensive solution because one heating module is needed per radiator. In that case, it's also a heating module with a pilot wire version because every heating module is connected to the pilot wire for all the radiators. Of course, to make it easier and less expensive, it will be better, it will be easier to centralize the pilot wire. The last possibility, the last application, if there is no pilot wire. In that case, it's necessary to use a power relay in order to control the radiator and to switch the electrical power to the radiator. In that case, it's necessary to use the heating module, but with a dry contact version in order to have a switch here, and a power relay in order to lower the intensity, because we are going to make an action on the electrical power, and the intensity is too high to turn on or off the radiator power supply. So in that case, we need a power relay. Of course, it's going to be installed in the electrical panel. So that's for the radiators network, electric radiators network. And Comag also offers specific offers for the social landlord. In that case, the configuration is a little bit different. In the apartment, all the tenants have a thermostat and a heating module, which is connected to the heater, and here it's a boiler. So in every apartment, there is one thermostat and one heating module. But there is no gateway. The gateway, there is only one gateway for all the apartments, and this gateway is connected to the internet with the router, and the social landlord can have an overview of the building, of the heating system of the building. So all the thermostats, the heating module of in the apartments. So he can have the information of the temperature inside the apartment. So he can know if people heat a lot or doesn't heat enough. And he also has the information about the diagnostic. So that's a specific offer for the social landlord. Now, let's move to the benefits. Benefits, as we say, we talk about keeping comfort and save energy, so save money. Two field tests were achieved a few years ago, and in order to compare the energy consumption between two twin buildings. In the two cases here, one building was provided with connected thermostat, and the second building was provided with autonomous thermostat. In the two cases, in the two tests, energy was saving after 1 winter of heating. 31% for the first test and 25% for the second. Of course, these tests were performed in real life. I mean, when people were at home during a large part of the winter. So as you can see, we keep comfort because it's really important, and we can save a lot of energy with this technology. It's very efficient because it's very accurate, and there is a very close adaptation to the people uses in the house and in the apartment. A last word now about the user interface. You can see some pages of the app. One of these pages is about the monthly report. Here we have March last year, and you can see the bar chart in yellow. In yellow, it's the heating power, so the everyday heating power or number of hours of heating, sorry. In blue here, the ambient temperature, and in blue here, the outside temperature. So it's a way to have the number of hours of heating and to make comparison from one month to another, for example. It's the following. This page is about the diagnostic. For example, here the time to get 1 degree in the house and the time to lose 1 degree. So with some value of the values of the apartment regarding heating, and some other information about the apartment inertia regarding heating and cooling, the thermal resistance, the presence, the heating, and the temperature. And this one we have already, so it's about diagnostic, and some information about the environment, so the climate, the wind, the outside temperature, and the sunshine. So that's some pages you can see with the app, so to follow, to have the information and to know how it works and if it works well or not. If you want to sell the Comap Smart Home to your customers, Comap can help with commercial and technical supports. There is a Facebook group about the Comap Smart Home. That's a community of people, of users, who share their information about the Comap Smart Home. Comap also offers technical datasheet, of course, leaflets to make presentation. You can become, if you're an installer, you can become an accredited installer. We are going to train you in order to sell the product, to install the product. So please make yourself known in order to be an accredited installer. And we also have a dedicated hotline for this new technology. Thank you very much. This presentation is finished now, and thank you for attending it. You can join us on the Comap website. You can join us on CoExpert, and you can join us on the social media or on another webinar. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.